welcome back to Fighter Crypto. My name is Chase, level 1 CMT and full-time trader. Today we're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to start off on the macro scale chart, the weekly, then we're going to zoom in to shorter time frames, see what's been happening the past couple days, even the past several hours. We're going to analyze all the moves to the high side, to the low side, everything in between. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you want more help, more content navigating this market, consider joining our Patreon group. You get access to a private Telegram. That's linked below, more information there. Let's get right to it. The weekly chart for Bitcoin, a lot of volatility so far in the week. We still have 4 days, 4 hours until we close this weekly candle. So far, pretty indecisive. So let's take a deeper look. First and foremost, we have to give credit where credit is due for our local previous bear market back in March of 2022 high. We have not breached that yet. So that is another resistance zone that we've talked about numerous times in these videos. We haven't quite hit it yet. If and when that breaks, I would expect the floodgates to open. However, could we potentially be at a local top now? Of course, right? We've been away from this EMA 8, right? This red line. We've been away from it for 10 consecutive weeks. And just today, we actually went down and tapped on it. So could be a crack in the ice. We'll examine this more in detail on the daily and even 4-hour charts. But on the weekly chart, what if we go down? So we have our bullish scenario. If we break this, right? If we break 50K, 49K, right? The floodgates open to the bull side. We can analyze it more if and when that occurs. However, we're assuming that maybe a potential local top is in with this brief higher high. As you can see this, right? You can see this brief higher high. If we go down from here, right? Time will tell. Maybe we get a better sign in the next 4 days, 4 hours. Once this candle closes, we can judge the candle. Until then, it's best not to read too much into candles or what potentially could happen. So let's assume that we go down. Where could we potentially look for targets? Well, the EMA 8 is a good one, but we want to cold closes. And to get closing prices, you just simply put it on a line chart. This eliminates the noise, as you can see. It just adds another line to your EMAs. This is the EMA ribbon. I have the 8, 14, 21, 34 in the orange, 50 in the green, 100 in the blue, 200 in the pink. So that's that. You can just, if you want that, right? It's free on TradingView. EMA ribbon. You can see off to the left there. I'm happy to help you set that up. If leave me a comment below and you can't figure out how to do it. But that's neither here nor there, right? EMA line chart. If we get a close under the EMA 8, that's 40,500 this week, roughly. If we get a close under there, where could we be looking? Well, it's the 21-week EMA. That's going to be always your obvious spot in any bull market. I mean, look back here, right? Throwbacks to the EMA 8 or the 21, right? See that? Closing price. That's where we're going. So 36K. That would also kind of rhyme with this local low back here, right? Look at these local lows in January of 2022. The initial surge down in the bear market, right? That was the lows. So that would also kind of rhyme with our 21-week bull market, yellow 21-week, right? So 36K, if you're looking to accumulate more Bitcoin, that would be kind of the rough spot that I would start to dollar cost average again. If, right, it's a big if, you got to remember the if part. If we close under the EMA 8, 40,600 roughly, right? You see that? If we close, not price goes below, if we close a weekly candle under there. So the body of the candle must be under that red. And that just shifts your odds. That's all you have in crypto is the odds. There's no guarantees, right? No certainties, but uncertainty. Right? But this is the logical spot based on TA, based on my hundreds of hours of studying charts and CMT studies. That's what that says. Okay. Now, beyond that, what happens if we break that? I'm glad you asked. We have to then look at our previous breakout zone. What's that? Well, right here. It's our 30 to 32K, right? So if that doesn't hold, high probability we come down to our next zone. That's our breakout, right? Our previous April 2023 high, go down again, right? Resistance zone. This is where it formed. Breakthrough, right? This is the explosive move. We broke that. A lot of consolidation in a bull market, right? This got us out. This was phase 1. Get us out of the bear market. Phase 2, sideways, consolidation, building our next base. Phase 3, back up out of it, right? It's no concern if we come down this way, right? This is just building health and restacking a bullish throwback, maybe to the 21 EMA, right? This is what you really want to see. Now, if you asked why the hell is that line yellow, I'm glad you asked, and I don't know. It should be, I like to keep it in yellow and not red. I usually paint it red or green if we're going up or down. So might have, didn't mean to scare you there. So yellow, right? Step 1, up. Step 2, sideways. Step 3, up. Step 4, either sideways, and sideways could be down to 36, right? This drop here, let's clear this noise out. And by sideways, like this is still including, 20% drop, right? From the top to the bottom. But in the macro scale of things, there's two 20% drops, right? Top to bottom, right? So let's play that again. Top to bottom, 20%. You guessed it, right to the 21-week EMA. That shouldn't shock you, right? This still could be considered sideways, right? So sideways here might be, you guessed it, sideways here, right? It's not a big deal. And when could we be looking to break out to our next move? Well, this is, one opinion. My opinion is as good as the next guy's because nobody knows the future, right? No crystal balls, just brass. I would guess somewhere end of Q1, start of Q2, roughly, give or take on either side of this line, March, April. And when that happens, good probability of a true alt season. So if you're wondering when the hell alt season could be, well, we talked about this in my Telegram group this morning. Well, let's go look at it. Bitcoin dominance, right? Let's even put it on higher time frame, right? The monthly really can sharpen this, make this stupid simple, right? So monthly charts. When is alt season? Right? Alt season here. Bitcoin dominance down. Alt season here. Bitcoin dominance down. What have we been doing lately? Bitcoin dominance up, right? This is not alt season. We're not near alt season. We could be near, I guess. We could be, rounding this corner. We could be getting ready to do something like that. But let's talk about an alt season. Not sure we'll ever see anything that explosive again of Bitcoin dominance, but that we don't need it, right? That we're in a different market than where we were then. What we need is just down. So think about how awesome some coins did during this, the opposite of alt season. What do you think those coins are going to do when we do this, right? And this is coming, right? This is coming. We're going to be able to paint our third circle down here sometime between now and, 2025, 2026, right? We don't know when. It could be just around the corner. We could be getting ready to go higher first and then go down, right? We could do that, right? We don't know what's going to happen, but altcoins come out to play big time, likely once Bitcoin dominance has shifted to the downside. We're looking for a candle like that, a candle like that. We don't have anything close to it, right? We're still in an uptrend by definition. So pause the alt season theories until we get a substantial move down. Look at the Bitcoin dominance. How about let's at least get back below the 200 week again, okay? 51%. I would love to see even a break of these lows. 48%, 49%, right? You want to, just like Bitcoin, right? We want to see a breach of the breakout level. I would really like to see, 47, 48% breached before I'm, very confident that alt season is really beginning. This is where I'm looking at, okay? Just side note on that. Back to Bitcoin, right? We're looking at the weekly chart. Let's zoom in. Let's look at what's happened today. Anything catastrophic? No, right? In fact, actually nice rebound so far, right? So let's readjust our zooms here, right? The 21-day EMA, has that been important on the daily chart? Of course. Did we get a warning shot of potential chaos in the not so distant future? Of course. We have 1, 2, 3 consecutive closes under the 21-day EMA. If you're like, well, that was just a little bit of time frame. Oh yeah? When's the last time we really closed consecutive candles below the 21 EMA? We're going back, right? We're rewinding time right here, right? October. So that's what the signs that you want to look for are things that haven't happened in a hell of a long time that are starting to happen. Says the trend is weakening or we're getting ready to potentially reverse trend. So that's where we're at, right? Here was our kind of our warning shot. Move up, right? And we made a video on this potential local top ahead. We're looking at this on the weekly, right? Things starting to shift, right? Things we haven't seen in a long time. So today will be a very important close. Are we going to close back below the 21-day EMA? We're battling right now, 42.8. Depending on when you watch this, you might have your answer. Go look and see where we closed. So far, I wouldn't put it as bearish or bullish, right? It's a little bit of a throwback, but we're nice recovery, right? If we close under these lows, then we can start to get a little bit more bearish, right? So we're looking at, this thin zone here, right? This low close, the closes, right? Put it on the line price. Those, if we breach that with a close, so 41,250-ish, right? That's where I'd be looking. 41.2. We close under that on a daily, today, tomorrow, next day, whatever. Then the door's open for a new downtrend. And we already know the spots that we're looking for, right? 36, 37, 38. We could look on the daily. We looked on the weekly, right? For the daily, right? This is the kind of immediate zone that's obvious, right? A lot of consolidation, even though we're up, right? Look at all these candles in here, right? This is a kaboom up, right? We're not looking at those. You don't want to look at that. You don't want to look at that, right? You see the difference here, right? This, right? Versus those. Look at the angles of attack, right? So those kind of areas, 38 to 34 is the likely zone that we go if we breach these lows, right? And then you want to keep in context of the 200-day, right? You want to be watching this guy, especially if it's kind of at the bottom of this zone. So if we get down here, don't be scared, right? That's probably a good place to reaccumulate if you're looking to buy Bitcoin. All right, so that is kind of wrapped up. Let's look at the 4 hours. See, do we have any more heads up there? Well, here's our swing lows, right? We can adjust this a little bit for the 4 hour. Same thing, right? You probably know what I'm going to say here, right? Similar things, but 200 EMA, not been closed below since, you guessed it, October again. The 200 EMA has not even been tested, and now we've tested it several times in the past several days. A potential warning. If we close under here, swing lows, right? We've already hit it. The holes are poking in the bare door. They're starting to peek through, okay? We want to avoid that if you don't want to see lower prices. If 39K comes, right, that psychological and the human emotions starts to kind of breach this at the same time that's breaking the swing lows. High probability of 38 minimum. 38 to 34 is what we looked at, right? We'll make more videos. Let me know what you want to see more of in Bitcoin. Altcoins. Ran a poll on Twitter. Apparently, 65% of you want to see more altcoin videos. So guess what? We'll start doing that. Let me some of your favorite alts. Some of my favorite alts for this move that are new and not been around for years are these guys in blue. So I'll probably cover those a little bit more biasly because those are the ones I like, and I'm always up for others, but just from me to you, that's them. I have a long ass list here. So whatever you want to see, right, we can cover. Just let whatever. If I get a majority of people asking, 10 different people asking for the same coin, obviously I'll do that coin. Otherwise, just kind of make a random altcoin video of the day or something like that. I often cover DXY. Not many people like to see that, but I do that all the time in our Telegram group, Patreon group. The stock market we cover there, the total crypto market caps, Bitcoin dominance. We stay on top of all this stuff, so there's no surprises. So if you want to be part of that group, join the Patreon group. Just check it out for a month. If you don't like it, you just drop off and cool, right? Otherwise, you might think it's well worth your money. All right, so let's see what else we got. How about quote of the day? Once you bring life into the world, you must protect it. We must protect it by changing the world. Agree. Car of the day. Hello. I was lucky enough to see this. One of the first people to see the McLaren Artura. This one's kind of part electric. This was at a McLaren at a car show, but it was at the McLaren specialty booth. Like these two cars were like the first public appearance. This was a couple of years ago, so the McLaren Artura is still not like out for production yet, and this was amazing to see. Paris blue, right? One of my favorite colors on McLaren, Paris blue. I have a model of the 720S on my desk in front of me in this exact color. And this one, maybe we'll do this tomorrow. Any guesses what that is? I'd be surprised if you get it. Might have already talked about it before, but the McLaren Artura, pretty cool. The only thing I don't like on this whole car, can you guess it? You can see it from here. I like everything, but They brought back door handles. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's like the first McLaren that I can think of that has door handles. If you know anything about McLarens, they hide the door handles. This one is out. What are you doing? Why? I would like to know why. I haven't looked enough, but that bothers me. It bothers me. All right, that's that. Oh, I think I have a rear view. Look at this thing, right? And if you can tell, this is at a really terrible hotel, right? It's at the Ritz-Carlton in Amelia Island. It's like the, you know, I mean, you can't even bump it. You're like more likely to bump into $1 million suitcase on the ground than anywhere else, right? This is like the richest part of Florida, one of the richest parts, right? Yeah, Ritz-Carlton too, right? It's like you just this is like a normal Saturday. All right, so there's the rear of it. I mean, pretty amazing looking. Look, I love all this steel titanium exhaust and rear mesh, right? Pretty cool, pretty slick. Still haven't seen one in person. This is the only one I've ever seen. I've never seen one in public. I'm not aware that they're even out yet. Maybe they are. Maybe you've got one. If so, let me know. I want to ride. All right, I'll leave it there. Wrap it up. I'll see you on the next one.